Many people have been asked in this time and season of the pandemic we're facing in our country to make a transition from being an office worker to being a remote worker. What I mean by that is you're accustomed to going into an office to do your work, and now you're being asked to do that work remotely from home. I want to share with you 5 things that I think can help you make a successful transition from being an office worker to being a remote worker. Here we go. Number 1, dedicate and designate a space for you to work. It's important for you to have a dedicated spot somewhere in your home that means I'm working now. This will really help your focus and your ability to maintain a level of productivity. If you can designate a spot, whether that be an office in your home that already exists, a guest bedroom, the dining room table, or sitting at the kitchen bar, designating a spot that when you're there, it means I'm working is going to be very beneficial. Number 2, you need to establish and stick to a routine. I know routines sound blah, blah, blah. And what's the point of working from home or remotely if I don't have flexibility? Well, you can remain flexible, but what you'll discover is that having a routine is going to help you with a sense of normalcy that can really help you stay productive. Simple things, a time that I'm going to begin work, a time that I'm going to take a break, a time I'm going to have lunch, a time that I'm going to be done working. Set your routine and stick to it. That will help you remain productive in this transition from being in an office to now working remotely. Number 3, you want to be proactive in eliminating as many distractions as you can. The distractions working from home are different than the ones you might experience in your office, and you need to try at least to anticipate what those may be. That may be children at home doing schoolwork, it may be delivery people or pets, but if you will think about it, anticipate, you may be able to eliminate or at least minimize the distractions that you're going to encounter. Thinking about this ahead of time, making even a list, can go a long way to helping you be able to stay focused and maintain a level of productivity as a remote worker. So that is number 3. Eliminate as many distractions as you can. Number 4, stay connected with your team. You aren't going to be able to just get up from your desk, walk into the common areas or into the break room and see people and interact with them. You're not going to be able to have the sidebar meetings that you were accustomed to having perhaps in your office space. Now that you're working remotely, you need to take advantage of technology through chat, through text, through video calls, whatever, email, whatever works inside of your organization. You need to be proactive in staying connected. You're going to find that working remotely creates some interesting elements of feeling isolated and disconnected from what's going on across the company. Technology is a great ally right now for us. And so I want you to be sure you make a priority of staying connected. Regularly check in with your team throughout the day. Be sure you stay in the loop through communication. It's easy when we're separated to become isolated, and that is never good. So make the commitment to stay connected to your team. Number 5, you want to be sure you're following your company's best practices as you use technology now from home remotely as opposed to being in your office. It's easy to take for granted the many technology security measures that are in place in an office environment that don't necessarily exist in your home environment. If you don't know what steps to take or practices to follow, take a moment, reach out to your help desk, and they will be able to tell you these are the methods we recommend. These are the practices that we feel are important. So be sure you do that. This is to protect your company's information, but also your own information. The issues of confidentiality and data privacy are big deals. So that's number 5. Now I want to share a bonus tip with you that I think is very, very important, and that's this. Don't overwork. I know you may be thinking, is that a thing? Do people actually overwork when they're working remotely? Yes. Yes, they do. If we don't do a good job of setting a regular schedule, establishing a routine, and following it, we can find ourselves checking email and answering messages and phone calls late into the evening and through the weekend. We can actually find ourselves losing the balance between work life and home life. And that's not something that you want to do. I hope that these things are helpful as you make the transition from being an office worker to being a remote worker. Thank you for listening.